You know that feeling. That deep, throbbing, impossible to ignore pain that starts somewhere in your jaw and radiates outward until your whole face aches, and you cannot think about anything else. A toothache. Today you pick up your phone, book a dentist appointment, sit in a clean white chair, get a local anaesthetic injection, and the problem is solved within an hour. But what happened 50,000 years ago when that same pain arrived? No dentist. No anaesthetic. No drill. No appointment to book. Just you, your tooth, and agony with absolutely nowhere to go. What did ancient humans actually do? The answer is stranger, smarter, and more painful than anything you are imagining right now. Dental pain is not a modern problem. It is one of the oldest forms of human suffering on record. Archaeologists have found evidence of tooth decay and dental disease in human remains dating back hundreds of thousands of years. Ancient humans ate diets that were tough, abrasive, and full of natural sugars from fruits and honey. Their teeth wore down hard and fast. Cracks, fractures, abscesses, infections, these were everyday realities for people who had no toothbrush, no toothpaste, no fluoride, and no understanding of why their mouths sometimes turned into a source of absolute misery. And yet they survived. They found ways to cope. And some of what they figured out, we are still using today. Before we get into how they dealt with it, we need to understand how bad the problem actually was. Ancient human skulls discovered at sites across Africa, Europe, and Asia consistently show high rates of dental decay, tooth wear, and abscess formation. A study of prehistoric remains found that nearly half of all examined ancient adults showed significant dental disease. Half. That means if you sat down around a campfire 30,000 years ago with 9 other people, 4 or 5 of them were dealing with some level of dental pain right alongside you. But here is the surprising twist. Before agriculture arrived, before humans started farming grains and processing foods, dental decay rates were actually lower than you might expect. Hunter-gatherer diets, despite being rough and abrasive on tooth enamel, did not produce the same concentrated sugar exposure that farming foods did. The real explosion of dental problems in human history came when humans settled down and started eating bread and porridge regularly. Farming saved human civilization and destroyed human teeth simultaneously. So when the pain arrived, and it did arrive, what happened? The first response was almost certainly what your response would be. Distraction. Pressure. Holding the jaw. Rocking. These instinctive pain responses are not cultural. They are biological. Your nervous system responds to throbbing pain by seeking counter-stimulation, and ancient humans were no different. But they went further than instinct. Plant-based pain relief was real and it was used. Clove oil, which contains eugenol, the same compound used in modern dental anesthetics, has been identified as a medicinal plant known to ancient cultures. Archaeological evidence from sites in Europe and the Middle East shows that specific plants with numbing or anti-inflammatory properties were gathered and used deliberately. Ancient humans chewed on certain roots and barks not as food but as pain relief. The willow bark that contained aspirin compounds would have helped with the inflammation and the dull ache. Certain clay compounds applied to the painful area may have provided temporary relief through a drawing effect on infection. Here is where things get genuinely remarkable. Ancient humans did not just endure tooth pain or mask it with plants. In some cases, they operated. Researchers discovered evidence of deliberate tooth drilling in remains found in Pakistan dating back approximately 9,000 years. Using small flint-tipped bow drills, early humans bored into decayed teeth with surprising precision. The drilling was not random. The holes targeted the decay specifically. At least 11 individuals at this single site showed evidence of this primitive dental procedure. An analysis of the drill holes showed the procedure had been performed on living patients. On living patients. Without anesthetic. Let that sit for a moment. Even earlier evidence suggests ancient humans attempted to treat tooth problems by packing cavities with various materials. Beeswax has been found sealing a tooth crack in remains from Slovenia dating back 6,500 years. This was not accidental. Someone looked at a cracked tooth, understood that the crack was causing the problem, and deliberately packed material into it to provide relief. That is diagnosis and treatment. Primitive by modern standards, but unmistakably intentional medicine. Of course, not every toothache had a solution. Severe abscesses, infections that develop at the root of a tooth and spread into the jaw, would have been genuinely life-threatening in the ancient world. An untreated dental abscess can spread to the neck, the throat, the brain. People died from toothaches in the ancient world. Not because they were careless or ignorant, but because the infection, once established in the jaw, had nowhere to go and no pharmaceutical intervention to stop it. Ancient remains have been found showing jaw abscesses so severe that the bone itself eroded. The individual lived with that infection, potentially for months or years, evidence written in bone of suffering that went on far longer than any modern dentist would allow. But also evidence that the person survived, that they continued, that the community around them kept them fed and functional, while their body fought a battle their world had no way to properly win. Here is what changes when you know all of this. Next time you sit down in that clean white dentist chair and feel the pinch of the local anaesthetic needle, you are experiencing the modern version of something humans have been trying to solve for hundreds of thousands of years. The clove oil your dentist uses for temporary pain relief? Ancient. The instinct to press your hand against your jaw when it hurts? Ancient. The community that brings you soup when your face is swollen from a dental abscess? Ancient. Every part of how we respond to tooth pain today has a direct ancestor in how the first humans responded to the same problem around a fire 50,000 years ago. We got better tools. The problem and the human response to it, those never changed. Ancient humans had no dentists, no anesthetic, no drills except flint ones operated by bow. What they had was plant knowledge, community support, and enough determination that some of them literally drilled their own teeth while fully awake to get relief from the pain. Drop a comment below. Could you handle a dentist visit with no anesthetic? And if DocVault unlocks something today, you already know what to do. The vault opens again next week.